We live? Hey everybody, it's Keely from SWAK. I'm back from Uruguay. I'm sorry I missed you guys the last 2 weeks. I tried to post some live videos from Instagram wherever I could. It was kind of hard, you know, when you're traveling with a group. Not everybody wants to be in the middle of your video. It get kind of awkward. So I appreciate those of you who watched along since I've been gone for 2 weeks. I have a lot to tell you about. First of all, thank you to everybody who showed up Saturday to celebrate LYS, Local Yarn Shop Day, with us. And I know some of you are dying to know who won the $100 gift card. Well, I'm happy to say it was Allison Sanzone. In fact, we talked to her yesterday. She is super thrilled. So congratulations to her. It was a really good time. Right before I left, I think in our last video, I was able to show you, it was an old yarn back in stock that we haven't had in a while. It was Karen's from Queensland Collection. And when I walked back in the door, in fact, before I left, so I showed you on the video, before I left, Jeannie had crocheted this cowl that took her like all of 2 seconds to do. Isn't it pretty? It's done with 2 different colors. And so if you crocheters out there, super quick project. And when I got back, I'm wearing the sweater she knit. So Jeannie was, you see what Jeannie was doing while I was away. She was making samples. So this is our summer tee. We just adapted the pattern for this weighted yarn. That's why each one of them is a little different. And when I was putting it on this morning, I thought, wouldn't it look cool in reverse stockinette? You could do that, you know, this on the outside. I love the way it looks. There'd be a different look if you wanted to do that. So that's with the Karens. And we have this pattern available now. And let me go, come over here, Jennifer. We'll come back. Walk around. Jennifer's helping me out today. Jeannie is on the phone. Jeannie also did this. This is a broomstick lace spark. I lost the label. Can't have a naked skein of yarn. Sometimes that happens. So Jeannie was super busy. Like I said, I had all these samples just boom, boom, boom lined up for me. I thought, wow, making me look like a slacker because I've just been a traveler. Trip over my bag. She's going back.
Trying to reconnect. Okay.
Oh, did we get disconnected?
I don't think so.
Are we there?
I think so.
Can you tell? We live? You guys still there? So we need to get disconnected today. Are we still live?
I think so.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
still
good.
live.
We're still live. All right, sorry, technical difficulties. Okay, and then some more bags from Joy Susan came in. This is the new Blake barrel bag. Isn't it cute? And it also has a strap, so you can wear it over the shoulder. We have 3 fun colors in that. And I just love these little camera bags. These aren't new, but I just love them. I think that if you see them with the strap, but I've never wanted to take them all the way apart. How do these open? Oh, these open like that. So you have stuff on either side. So you have stuff here. I like that stuff there. That's really roomy. I'm gonna have to take one of these home. And then it has a long strap. So those are fun to go with it. And oh, the wallets came in. I'm making a mess up here, Jeannie. Cameron wallets. Aren't these fun? I have 3 colors in those.
Open them up. They're really cool.
I am. I'm gonna open one up. I like the outside. The inside is cool too, in that they, let's see, they snap. And there's all this space, and they zip here. Well, you can put a lot of stuff in one of these. Look at that. And I'm sure there's probably a wrist, so there's a wristlet strap here, and I feel in it. There's a long strap too, so you can wear it more like a purse in this compartment. So that would be a good travel bag too. I'm always into small bags this time of year for traveling. That could be a good one. Stick your phone right in there. Okay, none of these. Better come get these. One of these maybe going home with me. Those came in. Let's see what else is going on. I'm going to tell you about Uruguay in a minute. I'm saving the best for last. You're probably like, why did you do? This week, we have a lot going on. Our 9 to noon crew is just breaking up now. Tomorrow night is our sip and stitch up at the tap room, which is back part of the stables. Come and join us if you can. We usually get over there about 5. I'll have a lot of the tales we can't tell on the live video. It can't make the, you know, the off the record stories for you about Uruguay. And then this week is beginner bunch week. So Jeannie will be teaching beginner crochet, knit and crochet Thursday morning and Saturday morning, and Saturday afternoon. It'll be me with brioche. So if you've been wanting to learn brioche, come learn it from me. I'll teach you things you didn't know, and we really address the different ways that you knit and about the flow. So if you've had trouble learning, I can help you out. Now to Uruguay. Uruguay was amazing. I know a lot of people thought we were going to like some third world country with dictators and cartels. No, Uruguay is not like that at all. It's a very, very modern country. It is a much higher income country than people expect. In fact, the majority of the population is middle class. super nice, super pretty. We really liked it there. We spent the first 4 days in their capital, Montevideo. That's where like half the population lives. Almost everybody lives in the city. While we were there, we got to go to Manos, their outlet store, where they have the yarn and the sweaters and home goods that they sell. And they even have some clothing that they make. And then we also got to go a couple of they have retail shops in several of the malls there. And so we hit, I think, 3 different Manos stores, and one of them we might have hit a couple more times. And then we also went to one in Punta del Este. So we went to the Manos store a lot. We really liked it there. And it's on a kind of a peninsula with a long rambla along the beach. And it was just so nice in Montevideo. We got to go to tango dinner. It was so much fun. Then we got in the bus and we had a private bus and we went to the countryside. So we really got to see pretty much all the sides of Uruguay. So we went into the countryside because if you want to go to the cooperatives for Manos, you have to go way out in the country. On the way, we stopped at a historic ranch. It's no longer a working ranch, but it was so nice there. And then we went to a wool mill, which was amazing. It was big and crazy and so cool to see. More on that later. I could write a whole essay just on the wool mill, and I probably will. I'm gonna have to save it for 24 days. Give you guys something to look forward to, but I have a lot to say about the wool mill. All I know is after this whole process, it's amazing yarn costs as little as it does. I don't think you realize how much work goes into producing what we knit with. And then we went to the Fray Marcos Cooperative. If you're not familiar with Manos, Manos is a nonprofit company. It was started by 5 women back in 1968. These were women of means. They were landowning women. They did not need to do this, but they saw in the rural communities that there were not opportunities for the women, and they're really proud of what they accomplished. And so they started this company, and all the different cooperatives are women owned, and that is where they hand make all sorts of goods. At the Fray Marcos Cooperative is where they do the knitting. I don't know if you're aware of this, but in the ready-to-wear world, hand knitting is really what we would consider machine knitting. And in the cooperative is where the machine knitters were. And they're operated by hand. It's not like a machine that just automatically knits. They hand manipulate it, but that's where the knitters are. There's also people who do hand knitting on 2 needles. That's the designation of ready to wear. If it doesn't say on 2 needles, it's not on a machine. But they don't knit in the cooperative because they can do that at home. They come, they get their yarn, they get the instructions, they go home and knit. Because some stuff is also hand knit, or maybe portions of the sweater are. And that's where they make the sweaters that are sold in their stores. And then they also do work for a lot of the big ready-to-wear designers like Couture. I know Ralph Lauren, for one, is one of their big clients. They do. So if you have a hand-knit Ralph Lauren sweater, it could have come from the Fray Marcos Cooperative where we were. And then we went to another cooperative in Dragon. In fact, come up here, we're going to talk about Manos now. I'll grab my bag for a second. I'm wandering the store. We'll go up here by Manos now. In fact, many of our yarns will say Dragon on the label. Let's see, but this is when they were dyeing while we were there. This color, this yarn, they forgot to fill out the label on it. That never happens. They're slipping. I wonder why they didn't fill out the label. Let's see where this one's dyed. Feliz. They have 2 cooperatives. This one. Dragon. We were there. That's where it was dyed. Maribel dyed it. I probably met her because all the ladies were there who make and dye this yarn. And not only do you get to see them dye in their process, they have these big vats that they dip them in. They have tables where they're going to do like the other type of dyeing. And then they have, it's just like in a concrete little house. And then in the backyard, there are all these clotheslines, and that's where all these skeins hang and dry. There's only 2 cooperatives that dye yarns. Dragon, and I can't remember the name of the other. I'm sure we have it on a label here somewhere. But that cooperative is currently, here it is. I can't read it, but there's the 2. The other one, apparently they went to fix the roof and a wall fell down, so it's being renovated. So they're having to work out of the Dragon cooperative like in 2 shifts. So everything's being dyed in Dragon right now. So we got to dye yarn too. In fact, I'll show you what I dyed. I got to dye. We all did. Everybody had a good time dyeing. I brought back things to show. Like I still have them on the hangers. This is one that we dyed with like dyes that are, poured, that are already, made into a liquid form. These we dyed just, putting the straight up dye on it, the powdered dye. And so we got to dye those while we were there, and that was fun. We also came back with other goodies. This is a new yarn we're really excited about for fall. I think you're going to see a lot of this. We have another yarn coming already that's like that. I don't know much about it yet. They just gave us a skein. And then the ladies at the cooperative gave us a little skein of yarn that they had dyed. They like to give us presents everywhere we went. They're giving us drinks and presents. They were so happy we were there. We got a little key ring. I've got all sorts of flair that I came back with. I'm throwing yarn on the floor. But after we left Dragon, we went to, we're done with the country. We stopped at a bed and breakfast and had lunch. It was really cool. Saw a very large pig and other animals. It was fun. Although I didn't get to enjoy it because I was dealing with problems at home. Thanks a lot, people. Not you guys. It was, you know, water leak, neighbor problems. Everybody's bothering me. I'm trying to enjoy my lunch in the country. I'm like, not cool, y'all. But not you guys. You guys are perfect. Jeannie had everything under control. It's just other people. It's like, don't mess with me when I'm on vacation, please. But then we went to the country, to the beach, to Punta de Este. It's up on the actually the Atlantic coast, and it's a very posh beach resort. This is where all the Argentinians and Brazilians vacation, the wealthy ones that have vacation homes. In fact, one of their neighborhoods there is called Beverly Hills, and it's pretty much very Beverly Hills like. We lunched at one of the top restaurants in the world, Parador La Hala, right on the beach. It was phenomenal, and we got to really enjoy the art scene there. I especially enjoyed it. We went to the foundation, Pablo Achagari, who is a sculptor, primarily does other art too. And he actually works half the year out of there. We didn't get to see him working, unfortunately, but very large, beautiful, like park-like grounds with all these great sculptures, the interior part of the museum with modern art. Love that. And we got to see the sunset at Casa Pueblo, which is, Google it, Casa Pueblo. It is the most bizarre looking place right on the ocean, and it was the home and studio of artist Carlos Paez Vilero, and he's no longer alive, but it was really kind of a bizarre place and cool to see. We saw some of the art when we were in Montevideo of Joaquin Torres Garcia, who is a very noted Uruguayan artist. In fact, he worked with Gaudi in Barcelona, actually on the Sagrada Familia. So I was just there. So it was nice to see all the ties between the Spanish artist and the artist in Uruguay, including the Carlos Pérez Vilero. He had a salon. He had salons in his house with friends who would visit. One was for Picasso, and it was just so cool. So I really liked the art scene. We had so much fun. What else did I come back with? Oh, one thing you got to know about people in Uruguay, and it is no joke, is the mate. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's a real deal. You know how people here go around with like their Sonic cups or their Starbucks cup or their water bottles? Okay, multiply that by like everybody, and they're all have their mate. They let us try it. You drink it with a straw. It's called a bombilla. I can't say it. Bombilla, something like that. You know how I am at pronouncing things. And they gave us this cup, which is the wrong kind of cup. In fact, they were laughing at us because they're like, no, not a mate cup. Theirs are more, they're like a gourd that's like covered with something, and they have more of a round bowl shape. But it tastes like a bitter tea. It's little leaves of tea, and you put it in there, and then everybody has not their fake mate cup, but their real one in one hand with their straw in it, because the straw filters out the leaves when you drink it. So they're all doing this, and they have a thermos under one arm everywhere you go, whether they're driving the bus, whether they're at work, whether they're shopping at the mall, whether they're talking with friends. They don't leave anywhere without their mate. Everybody had it, as they even make little carriers for your thermos and your cup. But most people just went for the thermos under the arm, the mate in one hand. That's just apparently what you do if you're Uruguayan. But you would have to get the real cup, because apparently, no. We got laughed at because it was really wrong. But it's a cute cup. I'll use it. But it's not for mate. So that's one thing about Uruguay. They do mate in parts of Argentina and Brazil too. But each country has their own way of doing it. And they all think the others suck. You know how it is. Kind of like Oklahoma, Texas. And that's pretty much all I have in my bag for you. What did I do with my list of stuff to tell you about? I already lost it. So that's what happens when I talk about mate. Oh, we had a great group. There were 20 of us on the group. Met some really cool people, had a really good time. We were there, the people from Fairmount Fibers and Lydia from Palm Magazine, who organized the trip. They're the ones who also offered the scholarship for Shondaland, who had a great time, by the way. They were there. There was about 5 of them, I think. And then there was another group from a yarn shop in Cincinnati called Hanked. They were fun too. I think there were 5 of them. They're the 3 of us. And then we met some really cool people. If any of you fun people are watching, Margaret, we miss Margaret. Margaret hung out with us. She is from San Francisco. There's Margaret and Patty and Barbara and Mary Lou, Kathleen, Gabrielle, and Christina. We all had so much fun with them. And so if you guys are watching, hey, we miss you here in Oklahoma. Hope we get to see everybody again soon. So I'd like to tell you I'm going to stay put with all my traveling for a while, but that's not true. I think I'm going to be home. I did the countdown, maybe 40 more days. Then it's time for the epic road trip that I take every summer with Carrie. We're technically going to Chicago to go to Yarn Market, but you know how we are. We will wind up on the other end of the continent too. We're going to be in, we're going to Quebec City again because it's always on the way to wherever we're going. So we'll have more tales of that. I guess that's all. Like I said, I had a lot to tell you about, but I think I covered it all. I did do more of, if you want to see pictures and more about our trip, go to our website, scroll down to where the blog posts are. It's our latest blog post is about our trip to Uruguay. And I have a lot more to share of it when I have time. Like I said, I'll probably save it for 24 days because I always need some good material. And I'll have some good giveaways then too. You know me. And we'll talk more about wool mills and the ladies in the cooperative and how wonderful it was there. If you're jealous and think, golly, I wish I'd gone, well, you can go next year. Fairmont's already putting together next year's trip. I doubt we go because we've got other things in the works, but it would be, if you want to know more about it, go to their website, fairmountfibers.com, or just talk to us and we can tell you what to expect, what not to expect. And maybe you would like to go too. I guess that's it. Until next week. See y'all then. Bye.